Well, we have some UN demands now for fiscal stimulus to do what they're saying is save the world from a crisis. Now, when looking into this, we're seeing that more and more global leaders are sounding the alarm that this world economy is headed for a difficult period in 2020. And in the end, what is the catalyst that drives this whole thing? What is the one thing that is driving all of this to even being possible? The so-called trade war between the United States and China. They go on to say here that unlike several years ago, leaders across the world are now calling for an immediate deployment of fiscal stimulus, but not monetary stimulus. This is a sign that the central banks are out of ammunition to combat the next economic crisis, so to speak. And right now, we have their Secretary General of the UN warning that the economic outlook is facing severe headwinds and that the international community must quickly act to do everything possible to prevent the world from fracturing, mostly due to the U.S. and China trade war out here on the world stage. Now, for a bunch of world leaders that want a new monetary global system into place, this is heading right into the direction that they want it. If anyone's paying attention, get all the world leaders that'll play ball on the same team with you, sell out all the people, and then get all the currencies to start to collapse. And the only way that this is going to be possible is if a big trade war was to break out. You would weaken the currencies left and right, one by one. And if you broke these two groups completely apart into different areas, then people are going to be latching onto those bigger countries, and as they fall, everything's going to come down with them. To me, by design, if you are the bad guys, this is what they want. They want this thing to slowly erode. The bubble's going to burst, but they're not going to have it to where they're not ready to usher in their next monetary system. If you haven't noticed, they're going all out, digitizing everything. So it's in my opinion, once they get to that final step to where they're ready to roll out currencies from countries, like a digitized dollar, digitized renminbi out of China or whatever it's going to be, that's when you're going to start to see a massive shift. And I believe it's already begun. I believe that this is all a world stage concoction to usher this in on the mindless masses out there across the globe that either are not paying attention or don't have the time to stop and look at what's going on around them because they're caught up in the rat race. And that's where they've got everyone. But when I hear this to me is a sign that in the offing, big change is coming. And they're prepared for it. The rest of the world's not going to be. They don't want them to be. It's been Dabu 7.